Have you ever wondered what this peculiar little door is? At first glance, it might seem like just an odd detail, but behind it lies an entire architectural era. Small details like discrete milk doors or push-button light switches with two separate buttons were once an indispensable part of old houses. But today, they have vanished, been covered up, or forgotten. Let's journey back in time and discover 20 strange architectural features that were once common, but are now just faint traces of the past. Wall plates. Wall plates are those peculiar metal plates we've seen on the exterior of old houses, especially brick and stone buildings. At first glance, they might seem like mere decorative details, strongly reflecting the architectural style of a bygone era. But in reality, they possess a profoundly important and essential structural purpose. Crafted from sturdy cast iron or durable iron rods, these plates are not simply attached externally. They are intricately connected to long iron rods that run through the entire width of the wall, acting as powerful anchors hidden deep within the building structure. Their primary task is to keep the walls stable and upright over time, preventing them from bowing or collapsing under the effects of gravity and weather. However, as construction techniques advanced significantly, with the advent of robust steel frames and durable reinforced concrete, these wall plates gradually became obsolete, making way for more effective reinforcement methods, yet they remain a vivid testament to the ingenuity of classical architecture. Ice doors. Before refrigerators became common household appliances, people had creative solutions for food preservation, and one of them was the ice door. It was a small, subtle door, usually located at the back or side of the house, allowing ice deliverymen to place large blocks of ice into the icebox without having to enter the family's living space. Many people still clearly remember the image of ice deliverymen carrying large ice blocks and occasionally generously giving children fallen chips, a truly sweet childhood memory. The built-in icebox was typically constructed as a specialized storage space, often located on the north-facing wall to minimize sun exposure, carefully insulated and equipped with natural ventilation holes to maintain a stable temperature. Below, there was also a drainage system to handle melted ice. Even later, many fathers still habitually referred to refrigerators as ice boxes, a custom passed down from ancient times. However, with the development and widespread adoption of electric refrigerators, along with convenient supermarket chains, these ice doors and ice boxes gradually became obsolete, rarely seen in modern homes. Coal chute door. A small but significant iron door, often discreetly located near the house's foundation. That is, the coal chute. In the biting cold days when natural gas and electric heating systems were still a distant dream, heating homes relied entirely on coal, and this door was the direct gateway for that precious energy source. Homeowners simply opened this small door, and the coal deliverymen would easily dump shiny black coal chunks directly into the basement, where the coal was shoveled into the furnace to keep the entire family warm. Additionally, to make cleanup easier, these houses were also equipped with ash pits, small metal-lined openings skillfully built into the furnace floor or right next to the furnace in the basement. After the coal burned out, one simply swept the remaining ash through these openings, and the ash would fall into a separate collection area below, significantly reducing the messy cleanup. Indeed, I still clearly remember the coal chute at my grandparents' house, or memories of the coal deliverymen carrying large coal blocks. When the energy revolution occurred and natural gas and electric heating systems became more widespread, both coal chutes and ash pits gradually became obsolete. Some houses had them sealed off, while others preserved them as a reminder of their home's history. Servant floor buttons. Servant floor buttons were once a symbol of luxury and convenience in large homes of the 19th and early 20th centuries. These small, discreet buttons were installed directly into the floor, often in strategic locations like the dining room or living room, where homeowners could discreetly press with their foot to summon a butler or other household staff without needing to utter a sound. These buttons were not merely switches. They were connected to a network of bells and buzzers, allowing household members to call staff from anywhere in the house. With this system, maintaining order and privacy in aristocratic homes became easier than ever, as staff could move and serve without disturbing the family and guests. Although most of these buttons are no longer functional today, many still exist, hidden beneath carpets or heavy furniture, serving as a vivid reminder of an era where lifestyle and social norms were clearly expressed within the very structure of the home. Milk doors. Have you ever seen a tiny, mysterious door skillfully built into the side of an old house? That is the milk door or milk delivery door. Typically around 12 by 8 inches in size, cleverly integrated into the exterior wall near the kitchen, milk doors allowed milkmen to easily place fresh bottles inside and simultaneously retrieve empties without having to step into the house. And homeowners could retrieve them from the inside without direct interaction or letting cold air into the house. The origin of this door dates back to a time when home delivery services, especially for milk, were incredibly popular and an indispensable part of daily family life. To keep milk fresh and cool during the summer months, these doors were often designed with 2 layers of insulation. In colder northern climates, these compartments were often equipped with mini heating elements to prevent milk from freezing. However, with the gradual disappearance of milk delivery services and the rapid development of household refrigerators and convenient supermarkets, these milk doors gradually became obsolete and were often sealed off or repurposed for other uses. Have you ever seen at least one of these missing features in your parents' or grandparents' house? Comment yes if you have, or no if you haven't heard of it. Ceiling beds. Have you ever heard of ceiling beds? This was an incredibly clever design, patented in 1913, aimed at maximizing living space in small apartments. Unlike traditional beds that take up considerable floor space, ceiling beds were an innovative solution that allowed the bed to be gently lowered from the ceiling when needed and neatly raised, disappearing completely into the ceiling space when not in use. They operated using a clever counterweight system hidden within the walls. With just a simple hand crank, the bed would gently lower from the ceiling, smoothly gliding into position. Foldable legs could be extended, providing a sturdy platform for sleeping. In the morning, the bed could easily be raised back into the ceiling, freeing up the entire room for daytime use. Although they did not achieve widespread popularity like the Murphy bed, another type of folding bed, ceiling beds remain a testament to the ingenuity in early 20th century interior design. Today, with modern technology, we are witnessing a small resurgence of these smart beds, improved to offer optimal convenience and space efficiency. Root cellars. Before modern refrigerators and global food supply chains were even a distant dream, people had a smart and sustainable storage solution: the root cellars. These spaces were often discreetly built underground or semi-underground, fully utilizing the natural insulation of the earth to maintain a cool, dark, and stable humidity environment year-round. The core purpose of root cellars was to preserve vegetables, fruits, and other perishable foods for extended periods without the need for electricity or complex refrigeration equipment. They featured thick double walls, natural insulating materials like sawdust, adjustable ventilation systems to control airflow, and even efficient drainage systems to manage humidity. For many rural families, especially in regions like Kansas, root cellars served another extremely important role as safe shelters from devastating tornadoes. Although the advent of modern refrigerators rendered them largely obsolete, the ingenuity and sustainability of root cellars still lead some rural dwellers to use them to this day. Built-in phone nooks, Recall a time when landline telephones were still bulky devices, occupying much space and requiring a dedicated area. That's when built-in phone nooks became a convenient architectural solution. These small nooks were specifically designed to be recessed into the wall, creating a specialized area for the heavy landline telephone. Accompanying them was often a charming small shelf, just enough space for a telephone directory, an important notebook, and a pencil ready for any call or to jot down urgent messages. The most common location for these nooks was typically in hallways or near living rooms, where they were easily accessible to all family members and visitors. They were not just phone holders, but also a family communication hub, where people often gathered to talk and share news. However, with the rapid development of cordless phones and later mobile phones, these compact devices freed us from the constraints of cables, and these telephone nooks lost their original purpose. Today, they are creatively repurposed as decorative display areas, holding family photos or small mementos, serving as a reminder of an era when connection required a separate physical space. The laundry chute. If you've ever lived in a multi-story house built from the early to mid-20th century, you're probably familiar with the laundry chute, a simple yet incredibly clever architectural feature. Instead of hauling heavy baskets of laundry down to the basement, you simply opened a small, discreet door in the hallway or bathroom, dropped in clothes, and let gravity do the rest. These chutes typically ranged from 12 to 24 inches in diameter, running straight from upper floors down to the laundry area below, offering incredible convenience at a time when household efficiency was a top priority. Some more sophisticated designs even featured fire-rated doors with self-closing spring hinges to prevent fire spread between floors. However, by the 1970s, with changes in home design, as laundry rooms began to be placed on the same floor as bedrooms, and stricter safety regulations, coupled with concerns about small children climbing inside, these chutes gradually disappeared from modern architecture. Nevertheless, some old houses still retain these chute systems as a vivid testament to an era where household convenience was solved with simple yet extremely clever ideas. Landline phone jack. When discussing landline telephones, it's impossible not to mention landline phone jacks. These small square outlets scattered throughout various rooms were once an essential, even luxurious feature, allowing people to connect with the outside world via landline telephones. Many houses had several jacks, so homeowners could place phones in various convenient locations, from the living room to bedrooms to the kitchen, ensuring no important call was ever missed. We can imagine hours-long conversations on rotary phones, sharing life's joys and sorrows. However, the rapid advancement of mobile phones, with their ability to carry the whole world in the palm of your hand, quickly rendered these jacks relics of the past. Nevertheless, they still remain as a silent reminder of an era where communication demanded a fixed location, and every phone ring carried a special significance. If you feel this video is interesting and evokes many memories, please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next journeys of discovery into the past. Pittsburgh Potty. The Pittsburgh Potty, a peculiar but clearly reasoned feature in old houses. Unlike modern enclosed toilets, the Pittsburgh Potty was often a solitary commode, without walls or any privacy, typically found in the basements of homes built before World War II. Their purpose was to serve blue-collar workers, such as steel workers or miners, who returned home after a hard day's work with bodies covered in dirt and industrial grime. This commode allowed them to pre-clean themselves right in the basement before entering the main living spaces, helping to keep the rest of the house clean. They would enter through the basement and use the commode to clean up before heading upstairs. Today, most of these Pittsburgh pots have been removed or renovated with added walls to provide privacy, reflecting changes in modern lifestyles and hygiene standards. But if you happen upon a solitary commode in the basement of an old house, consider it a glimpse into a bygone past. Knob and tube wiring. If you've ever been in an old house built in the late 19th or early 20th century, you might have encountered a rather strange-looking and seemingly dangerous electrical system. That is, knob and tube wiring. This was one of the earliest electrical systems, widely used from the 1880s to the 1930s, using single insulated copper wires running through voids in walls and ceilings. To keep the wires fixed and safe within the walls and ceilings, porcelain knobs and tubes were used. Porcelain knobs held the wires away from wooden surfaces to prevent fire hazards, while porcelain tubes were threaded through drilled holes in wooden framing to protect wires as they passed through structures. At the time, this was considered an advanced invention, bringing light and power to millions of homes. However, by modern standards, this system is considered a significant fire hazard. The reason is that it lacks a grounding system, a basic safety feature in today's electrical systems. And the old insulation was often made of cloth or rubber, prone to deterioration over time, leading to risks of short circuits and fires. Furthermore, this system could not meet the increasing power demands of modern appliances. Nevertheless, they remain an important part of history, showing how electrical technology has evolved over generations. Push-button light switches. Let's turn back time to the late 1800s, when electric lighting began illuminating homes, bringing with it a stylish innovation: the push-button light switch. Unlike the toggle or rocker switches we are familiar with today, these switches operated with two separate push buttons, one to turn the light on and the other to turn it off. This unique design was not just a functional tool, but also a piece of interior decor, with buttons often made of porcelain or shiny metal, bringing an elegant and sophisticated touch to living spaces. However, these switches also had a significant drawback. The buttons could easily get stuck over time due to their mechanism, causing the light to remain perpetually on or off. This could pose a fire hazard if the circuit was not properly disconnected. Although they have become obsolete and are rarely used in new construction, modern versions of push-button switches are still highly sought after by old home restoration enthusiasts, eager to recreate the classic and refined beauty of past decades. Boot scrapers. Before roads were smoothly paved and cars became the primary mode of transportation, keeping floors clean after every entry and exit was a major challenge. That's why boot scrapers were needed. It was typically a small cast iron fixture, placed right near the front door, acting as a stiff brush to scrape off mud, dirt, and other clinging debris from footwear before entering the house. Many who lived in rural areas like Kansas, where dirt roads were commonplace, would truly understand its importance. From this, the concept of a mud room also emerged. These rooms typically featured easy-to-clean slate floors, built-in benches for sitting while removing shoes, and plenty of hooks for managing wet clothes, coats, and dirty footwear. As streets became increasingly modernized and cars gradually replaced horses, these boot scrapers became much less necessary, and mudrooms, while still convenient, were no longer a mandatory feature. Razor blade disposal slots. Have you ever wondered about a mysterious small slot often found inside recessed medicine cabinets in old houses? That is the razor blade disposal slots, a practical and rather unique solution for disposing of old, dull razor blades safely. At that time, disposable razors were not yet common. People typically used safety razors with replaceable double-edged blades. The problem was how to safely dispose of used sharp blades. This small slot was designed for users to simply push the old blade into it, and it would fall into the hollow space between the walls effectively turning the wall into a hidden sharps disposal bin. It was an effective way to keep dangerous blades out of reach of children and from being discarded in regular trash. However, consequently, many old houses now contain a hidden hoard of razor blades permanently stuck inside the walls, a somewhat peculiar legacy of the past. With the advent of modern cartridge and disposable razors, the need for these razor blade slots has completely vanished, but it remains an intriguing detail about how people once solved small, everyday problems. Which of these features would you like to see brought back into the modern home? Let us know in the comments below. Dumbwaiters. Dumbwaiters are miniature elevators not intended for people, but designed to transport food, dishes, or other household items between floors. They were particularly useful in large houses and mansions, where kitchens and dining rooms were often on different floors, reducing the burden on household staff and increasing service efficiency. This system operated using pulleys and counterweights, similar to large elevators but on a smaller scale, and could have multiple stops on different floors. Wealthy families and even large hotels and restaurants relied on them to keep service running smoothly. Sometimes, naughty children even tried to climb inside to move between floors, creating unforgettable memories. Although once a symbol of convenience and luxury, dumbwaiters are rarely used in modern homes today, and in many old houses, they are often sealed off or have become a non-functional decorative item. Servant stairs. In the large homes of the 18th and 19th centuries, servant stairs were narrow, discreet staircases, often hidden in the back, leading from the kitchen or pantry to the upper floors, sometimes directly to the staff's living quarters. Their purpose was to allow staff to move between floors without disturbing or being seen by the family and guests, helping to maintain the social hierarchy within the home. In grand mansions, this staircase was an essential part of ensuring smooth service without compromising the privacy of the homeowners. Servants carried hot food from the kitchen to the dining room without passing through the main hall or quietly cleaned bedrooms while the hosts entertained guests. Today, servant staircases are an extremely rare find outside of carefully preserved historic homes. They exist on some cruise ships, where hidden staircases allow staff to move efficiently without disturbing passengers. They are a reminder of a bygone era, when the house's structure clearly reflected social structure. Transom windows. Transom windows are small panes of glass placed above door frames, playing an important role in improving indoor air quality and light before air conditioning and electric lights became common. Their primary purpose was to allow natural light to penetrate inner rooms, making spaces brighter and more airy, especially rooms without direct exterior windows. At the same time, they also created better air circulation between rooms, allowing hot air to escape and cool air to move in, maintaining comfort even on stuffy summer days. Although modern lighting and HVAC systems have rendered them functionally unnecessary, transom windows are still highly valued for their architectural beauty and are sometimes incorporated into new constructions to evoke a classic aesthetic. Picture rails. This is a thin strip of molding, usually running along the upper part of the wall, a certain distance from the ceiling. Picture rails became popular in the mid-1800s, allowing homeowners to hang pictures and artwork using hooks and wires without having to nail directly into delicate plaster walls, which were very prone to damage and left hard to remove marks. This offered incredible flexibility in rearranging artwork, allowing for easy changes in position, adding or removing pictures without damaging the wall surface. This further enhanced the luxurious and classic aesthetic of living spaces. Although modern wall materials like drywall are more durable and less prone to damage when nailed, and decorating trends have changed, picture rails remain a beloved detail in historic homes and are gradually making a comeback in modern design, for their beauty and versatility. Home intercom systems. Home intercom systems are wired communication devices fixed to walls in different rooms, allowing family members to talk to each other between rooms or floors, or even with guests at the front door, without having to move around. Popular in the 1970s and even earlier, many systems also integrated AM/FM radios or 8-track players, allowing music to be played throughout the house, creating a cheerful atmosphere for entertainment, relaxation, or chores. Convenient as they were, there were also funny memories or traumas of siblings screaming into the microphone when you least expected it. However, with the development of mobile phones and smart home technology, these intercom systems have largely become obsolete, and today often remain merely as decorative relics on walls, reminiscing about a different era of communication. Pocket doors. Space saving has always been a priority in home design, and pocket doors are a timeless smart solution. Instead of swinging open into the room like traditional doors, these doors slide seamlessly into the wall, disappearing completely when opened. This saves valuable space, especially suitable for small rooms or cramped areas, while creating incredible flexibility in dividing or connecting functional areas within the home. Many lovers of old houses have expressed a desire to own a home with these pocket doors, as they bring a sense of warmth, luxury, and convenience. Although once very popular in old houses, they are less favored in modern construction due to slightly more complex installation and maintenance costs. Central vacuum systems. Before portable vacuum cleaners had not yet been invented, there were central vacuum systems, an advanced technology integrated directly into home architecture from the mid-1900s to the 1950s. Instead of a bulky vacuum cleaner that had to be dragged around the house, this system featured a powerful motor unit permanently installed in the basement or garage, connected to a network of metal pipes running inside the house walls. Users simply plugged a lightweight hose into outlets located in each room, and the system would generate suction far stronger than traditional vacuums, drawing all dirt, debris, and allergens to a massive central collection bin. This not only made vacuuming easier, but also prevented the recirculation of allergens into the indoor air. Although effective, central vacuum systems gradually disappeared from new construction due to high initial installation costs and the emergence of more compact, powerful, portable vacuum cleaners. Built-in ironing boards. Before wrinkle-free fabrics and convenient handheld steam irons existed, ironing clothes was a very time-consuming and space-demanding task, and built-in ironing boards emerged as a fantastic space-saving innovation, popular in homes built from the 1920s to the 1960s. This was an ironing board discreetly hidden inside a shallow cabinet recessed directly into the wall, typically located in the kitchen or laundry room. When needed, you simply opened the cabinet door and neatly folded the ironing board down. When not needed, it would fold back up and disappear into the wall, freeing up the space. More sophisticated versions even included a dedicated electrical outlet inside the cabinet and small shelves for ironing supplies like spray bottles or starch. Although a clever solution, built-in ironing boards gradually disappeared due to changes in the textile industry and the increased value of closet space. Butler's pantries. Butler's pantries were typically located between the kitchen and formal dining room in wealthy homes from the 1880s to the 1940s. A butler's pantry was not just an additional preparation area for formal meals, but also a dedicated transitional space, safely storing the family's valuable belongings. You might find many built-in cabinets with glass upper sections to display exquisite porcelain, sparkling crystal, and locked lower cabinets to safeguard rare silverware. The location of this room helped conceal cooking noise and odors from the kitchen from dinner guests, maintaining the homeowner's privacy and social status. It was where staff could perform final preparations before serving dishes, ensuring everything was perfect. Later, as dining styles became simpler, the number of household staff decreased and the trend towards open-planned living spaces emerged. Butler's pantries were gradually eliminated from new home designs, becoming a hallmark of a bygone opulent era. The charm and purpose of room layouts in older homes. Finally, let's look at the overall design of old houses, a stark difference compared to modern architecture. Instead of the large, interconnected open spaces that we love today, old houses typically had many small, separate rooms with numerous doors separating them. This design was not coincidental. It was created with two main purposes: maintaining privacy and energy efficiency. When guests visited, the separate rooms allowed homeowners to control spaces, keeping private areas undisturbed. Furthermore, before modern climate control systems like central air conditioning, room division allowed homeowners to concentrate warmth in the most used areas during winter or keep specific areas cool in summer, avoiding energy waste. It was a smart way to adapt to the living conditions and technology of the time. With the development of HVAC systems and the trend of open layouts, small rooms gradually gave way to large, interconnected spaces, reflecting a more modern and open lifestyle, but sometimes sacrificing the coziness and privacy that old houses offered. These features are not merely inanimate objects. They are precious pieces of memory, a testament to the continuous change of time and how technology has reshaped our lives. Preserving these memories and traditional values is extremely important, so they are not forgotten in the hurried flow of modern society. They remind us of our roots, of what has passed, so that we may appreciate what we have even more. Which feature impressed you the most? And would you want any of these features to make a comeback? Share your story in the comments, and let's preserve and spread these beautiful memories together, shall we?